Good afternoon. We would like to welcome you to the 2017 CIAA postgame wrap-up. We are joined by the Broncos of Fayetteville State University, led by head coach Serena King-Coleman. Coach, if you could introduce us to your student athletes that are joining you and open up with some additional comments about today's game.
I have to my right Yakima Clifton and De'Ara Smith. I thought we started the game a little slow. We turned the ball over quite a bit and got down early. Second half, I thought we fought back, but Bowie's a very good team, and we would have been pretty perfect to come all the way back. I think we cut it to 7 at one point. We had some opportunities, and we just didn't finish some shots.
Thank you. The floor is now open for any questions or comments. Please address the student athletes first.
Here, let's talk about you. You got 6 Coach Larson, 17, followed by this environment. There's some jitters working for you guys.
A couple of our teammates were nervous. You can tell, they didn't have to say it, you can tell by their body language, but the one who's kind of like going through it, they're kind of trying to pick everybody up at the same time, but it's hard when we're down and we're trying to fight back, so it's not like you can sit a little bit, so we had to keep fighting hard.
It looked like you came out in the second half and you picked up the side that you started to kind of feel a little bit of rhythm and get back again.
Yeah, a lot of my teammates were talking to me during the halftime, like, come on, let's go for it. And me and being a captain of the team, I had to put the team on my back and try to do as I could and just get tagged on quickly. And we started working hard and still they started working, but we got down.
You talk about the use of this team.
Well, yeah, it's a little disappointing, but we had an all-rookie this year, and the King was all-conference. I think we did do a lot of positive things down the stretch of the year. With jitters and not having the depth that, being able to sustain a comeback, that makes it a little bit more challenging. But overall, these kids, they worked hard, and they even cut it to 7 on a team like Bowie that they're 20-7 right now. That's a huge positive, and I think it's something that we can build on. With me being a new coach too, there were some opportunities that we were just a little bit undisciplined, and that also comes with youth being able to maintain, talking on defense or just little things. And Bowie was always able to capitalize on whatever mistake we made, whether that was a wide open 3 or whether it was going to the basket. With more experienced guards, they were a little bit more patient. And if we made a mistake, that's where the youth came in, where we maybe didn't communicate or where we didn't know where our man was, and they left a wide open shot. And, they're a good team, so they were able to capitalize, and that was the difference. So when we cut it to 7, I think we went down, we gave up a 3. Then we would come down and we would score again, there would be another miscommunication, we give up another 3, and it kind of got away from us. And with youth being disciplined an entire game with no real experience out there, it was a little tough for them. But, the fact that we fought, I'm very proud of them, that they were able to do that, and we just didn't let the game just get away from us.
What do you feel like you have the pieces make a big step forward next year? Do you feel like there's some areas?
I feel like we got some areas we got to definitely step our game up in. But the key to this year was putting in the foundation and for them to understand what we need to do as a program. Every little detail matters, and that's how you get the discipline in throughout the season and throughout the game. How you walk in the gym, how you practice every day, whether you come in after a win or whether you come in after a loss, it's your whole attitude and your being in terms of you growing as a team and, developing that championship attitude.
Yeah, and what we did with the team for semester, what kind of potential do you see this year?
We have a lot of potential. It's just a matter of getting it going. It's hard, our team. Hard, yes, definitely hard. We're a very talented team, but a lot of work is talent, and work hard. So we just gotta come back in next year, work hard, and get on the court and out the court.
What's the biggest thing you've learned going through the process of the season? Help you
I see that I have to kind of take some people in my wing a little bit, get on the right track, and in order for us to do well as we can, as we should this season. So, I mean, it's more of just growing together, like getting the team together, being an actual team.
So I just want to ask you, Courtney, she got the answer here now, is that been so she will be back?
Yes, she will be back next year, and that would be a big key. It was hard because she was one of the all-conference players from last year that would have been a leader for this team and would have had experience. So we lost a lot of close games this year, about 10 points or less, where we needed somebody to kind of step up and close out those games. De'Ara has experience, but she came second semester, and then she's been off for 2 years. Yakima, as she said, that's a role she had to grow into. She being new to a program, sometimes it's hard for kids to want to kind of come over and have that takeover attitude. Is more or less let me feel my way in. And even though we talked about it, it still has to be at the comfort level of the player in terms of their growth and them wanting that responsibility of being a leader, or that responsibility of wanting to take over in games. And so we went through a lot of that. But again, closing out the season, winning 3 out of 4 games, I think we did accomplish some growth. And I think it's definitely some things there to build on for next year. But Courtney will be a huge piece. More scoring, more leadership, somebody with experience that's already been there, somebody that already has an attitude and an edge about winning and going into the game. And we didn't really have somebody that could really teach the younger ones or really say, no, we don't, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. Because when you're young, all kinds of things creep into your mind that could be a distraction just because you haven't been there before.
This concludes this session of our post-game wrap-up. We would like to thank you all for joining us, and we wish you the best of luck next season.